One more year pandem, Jamaica 63. Can you imagine? Oh yes, another opportunity to write a new chapter in our independence story. And let us do it proudly and boldly. You're watching Jamaica Magazine and I am Adrian Atkinson.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica. Original.
Good day, I'm Jahbertha Atkinson, and this is your GIS News for Thursday, August 7, 2025. As the country marks 63 years of independence, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is calling for collective responsibility by all citizens to maintain law and order. In his Independence Day address to the nation, Dr. Holness insisted that this must be renewed, defended, and deepened with each generation.
Make no mistake. There can be no prosperity without peace, and no peace without law and order. We must never allow our independence to be undermined by lawlessness. The rule of law must be respected, upheld, and defended without apology.
The Prime Minister asserts that progress is not automatic and requires the participation of everyone. He's therefore urging persons to not be spectators and complainers, but rather become active and instrumental contributors.
This Independence Day, I challenge every Jamaican to choose the Jamaica you want, the future you would like to see. Be active in your contribution to building it, and be strong in taking responsibility for your corner of it. Be bold enough to reject criminality in your communities. Be bold enough to start a business, learn a trade, and invest in your future. Be bold enough to reach out and grasp the opportunities before you. And to our young people, be disciplined and diligent in your education and training. Your economy needs your skills and talents now than ever before.
The Anchovy community in St. James is now home to a modern and upgraded police station. The $200 million facility was officially opened on Tuesday by Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang. The project was executed under the ministry's Project Rebuild Overall and Construct, with funding provided by the National Housing Trust. The new facility incorporates upgraded administrative offices, holding cells designed to meet human rights standards, and comfortable living quarters for officers. Additional amenities include a fully equipped kitchen and a laundry area to support daily operations. Plans are also underway to integrate solar energy and rainwater harvesting systems to enhance sustainability of the station. Pointing out that this is the 10th new station that he has opened, Dr. Chang revealed that another would soon open in Little London, Westmoreland. Work also continues on two special divisional headquarters in Savannah Lamar and Spanish Town, which are expected to be completed over the next 12 months.
Those stations, in fact, two new stations, symbolizing more dramatically the change in the thinking of the country leaders and how we treat the police and the kind of police force that the country will have and need to have to ensure we can deal with criminal activity.
The Ministry of Justice is intensifying efforts to ensure that mentally disordered defendants receive fair and effective legal representation. To support this, the Legal Aid Council hosted a capacity-building training for empaneled lawyers representing mentally disordered defendants. Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck says the initiative is a crucial step toward a more inclusive and responsive justice system.
This training is not just a procedural formality. It is an essential intervention. It is designed to equip our empaneled attorneys with the legal expertise, psychological understanding, and sensitivity required to competently and compassionately represent mentally disordered defendants.
The training forms part of the Ministry's Social Justice So Just project and includes a sign language program aimed at improving communication with members of the deaf community.
Your participation sends a powerful message that in this ministry and in this country, justice is not reserved for the able-bodied or the well-resourced. It is a right that belongs to everyone.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has commended Best Dressed Chicken on the investment of a liquefied natural gas LNG cogeneration plant and what it means for the price of chicken meat locally. Dr. Holness participated in the official commissioning of the $8 million facility at the company's Spring Village location in St. Catherine. He says the poultry producer, which is a division of the Jamaica Broilers Group, has now secured for itself greater energy efficiency, which also serves consumers.
It means that they are far more insulated from the volatility of international shocks in the energy market, which would be chiefly responsible for any unpredictable rise in the price of chicken meat.
Broilers Group President and Chief Executive Officer Christopher Levy shares that this milestone investment is aimed at making the company more competitive and its products more affordable.
The purpose of it is what we like to call the food independence of Jamaica. And in this world, we need to recognize how important that has become. If we cast our minds back to COVID, Jamaica is an island of takers. We import our raw materials, we import our energy, we pretty much import everything we need to sustain life. So anything we can do to increase the independence of our food is top priority nationally. And that's how we view this investment.
And finally, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is strengthening the fight against non-communicable diseases, NCDs, with updated screening guidelines. The revised National Screening Guidelines, launched recently, will support targeted action at the primary healthcare level.
These guidelines provide a standardized framework for early detection, enabling timely intervention and the prevention of complications like amputations, strokes, and heart attacks, ultimately reducing premature mortality. This is about empowering individuals with knowledge about their own health and giving our healthcare professionals the tools they need to be effective gatekeepers of wellness, shifting from a reactive sick care model to a proactive well-care paradigm.
Focus will be on 7 priority NCDs, namely breast cancer, cervical cancer, colorectal cancer, prostate cancer, depression, diabetes mellitus type 2, and hypertension and cardiovascular disease. Dr. Spence says that the guidelines align with the ministry's Know Your Numbers campaign.
We urge healthcare workers to champion early screening, partner organizations to collaborate for tangible health improvements, and all Jamaicans to embrace these screening opportunities. By fostering a culture where regular health screenings are routine and understanding that early detection is their greatest defense.
The long-term goal of the guidelines is to contribute to a reduction in premature mortality due to NCDs by a third by the year 2030. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Jahbertha Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
Hurricane straps help keep your roof secure during heavy winds. Strappies advice: make sure your home is secure. Strap down your roofs to withstand the wailing winds of hurricanes and other major storms. Don't wait until it's too late.
It's a very simple thing. It is inexpensive and it doesn't require much technical know-how to do it.
Strap down your roof now. Save yourself a world of hurt later.
All across this nation, you'll find infrastructures that symbolize our pre- and post-independence realities. One such edifice is the National Heritage Trust building on Duke Street in downtown Kingston, which is a former home to our Legislative Assembly. Here's more.
The Jamaica National Heritage Trust is more than just a building that houses artifacts. It's a symbol of our post- and pre-independence period. Also known as Headquarters House, the JNHT is just one of many buildings that tell the story of our rich history. It got the name because it was once the military headquarters of the War Office in 1814. The building was constructed in 1755 and was home of Thomas Hibbert. On November 12 that same year, the Legislative Assembly met there while Hibbert was acting as Speaker. It later became the seat of government and the office of the Colonial Secretariat from 1872 to 1960.
The government of the day in 1872 decided to move the capital from Spanish Town into Kingston. This became the center of governance. This is where the Legislative Council used to sit. And after 1944, this is where the beginning of governance by the Jamaican people, elected through universal adult suffrage, became the seat of governance. After 1944, we had a number of other constitutions which led us to self-government and ultimately to independence in 1962. So it was in this room that Bustamante and Manley and other great luminaries of the legislative period of governance from 1944 used to persuade their party members to vote in their favor. And as a result of a combined effort, we agreed to become independent, and we negotiated with Britain for the purposes of independence on June 6, 1962.
The size of the chamber would suggest that the number of government officials were few.
As a result of independence in 1962, the government also decided that they needed a new building to hold a larger parliament, and that's why Gordon House was created next door. So that's the joining relationship between this Legislative Council building, which is now the headquarters of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust, and Gordon House next door, in which our parliament sits. It's a very exciting corner of Jamaica, a very exciting corner of Kingston. And of course, the political parties today, when they march to Gordon House, one party moves from Headquarters House, as it is still known as, and the other party moves from the northern side of Duke Street and comes together in the Parliament. The Cabinet Room, or the room in which the government ministers sat, is upstairs, is in fact the boardroom of the trustees of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust. Today, the building is used for a variety of different purposes, which include the storage of artifacts, as well as the various departments of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust. So it continues to be a very important building of history and heritage for our people. The fact that it was built in 1755 means that over these last 250 plus years, it has been subject to all sorts of natural disasters, including a fire next door which nearly took it down. So hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, and other natural disasters, this building has been able to survive them all.
Did you know that it was from this building on October 12, 1865, that Governor Edward John Eyre planned his attack against the St. Thomas freedom fighters? He declared martial law from this house on Friday, October 13. And it was also here that the Right Excellent George William Gordon was arrested in 1865 and taken to Morat Bay, where he was executed.
Did you know that our national anthem was adopted a few days before our independence and that it was selected from a competition of close to 100 entries? This song not only lifts up a prayer for the nation, but also has a rich history. We'll take you back to 1961 when it all started.
Eternal Father, bless our land. Was he listening, do you think, Eternal Father? Those were the words to replace God Save the Queen on August 6, 1962, but it almost never was. History says the begetting of a new anthem was filled with all the drama of any blockbuster production, real-life drama for the song that would sum up the hopes and aspirations of a new nation. It was June 21, 1962. Then Leader of the House, Donald Sangster, asked his fellow parliamentarians to give their opinions on the proposed anthem for independent Jamaica.
The search for a new national anthem for Jamaica began before the elections were held in April 1962, when the Premier, Norman Manley at the time, he established a joint parliamentary committee to look for national symbols, new national symbols. There was a competition launched for the national anthem, for ideas for the national anthem. A national competition launched, and I'm not sure how many entries were received, but I know that the top 12 entries were selected and then sent to the parliamentary committee, and they in turn selected the top 4, the 4 most suitable ones that they thought would do the trick. Time was running out, however. April, May, June, a new government appointed in April, and independence rapidly approaching August 6, the date had been set. In June 21, Parliament returned, and on the agenda was the debate for the approval for the new national anthem.
A long and vigorous debate followed.
I could never listen to what I heard.
What we heard this afternoon is obviously something.
Is there any harm, for instance, in using one of Tom Reid?
If this is our last chance, then I'm prepared.
When this matter came before the House, members were asked to listen outside the
rendition by the band of both proposals put to us.
If anyone in that sitting of the Parliament was passionately in favor of the anthem as it was presented then, well, that person never got up to say so. Some forcefully rejected it.
I could never listen to what I heard this afternoon and call it a national anthem. It was not even sounding like a Sankey song.
Others were a little less harsh, but equally unimpressed.
What we heard this afternoon is obviously something which has been based on a hymn and certainly does not stir anything in me whatsoever.
The work of a patriotic poet might be the way to go, at least one suggested.
Is there any harm, for instance, in using one of Tom Reid's beautiful songs on Jamaica?
A few were willing to accept it temporarily, seeing as August 6 loomed so near.
If this is our last chance, then I'm prepared to accept what we heard here tonight as our national anthem. Because when August 6 comes, I do not intend to stand for any other national anthem of this country.
The Premier had another suggestion.
I have a lovely piano at home, and I'm inviting all the members of this house. My veranda will hold everyone to come, and I will let them hear an anthem. I will have an anthem which you will all like.
Well, everybody knows that Bustamante was a great host, and we can imagine the lavish party that took place at Tucker Avenue that night. They went and they played the different selections that they had before them of the national anthem. Buster did a lot of teasing, no doubt, but there was a great friendliness about the evening, and they sang the anthem. I believe Robert Lightburn was one of the people who played the piano for them. He was a musician, and at the end of it, they hadn't really selected an anthem, but they seemed to have got more comfortable and familiar with this first one that they had been looking at.
La la da dee, la la da dee da dam, dee la 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 la.
Someone summoned a parliamentary meeting, but an informal meeting on June 27, a week later, to look at another anthem which had been was being discussed. Now, this anthem was written by Ted Wade, an Englishman, who was also the head of the Jamaica military band at the time. That one seized the imagination of this informal gathering of Parliament, and it was decided, therefore, that they would select that and proclaim it as a new national anthem. But that one didn't last too long because popular sentiment was against the idea that an Englishman had written our national anthem. The leader of the opposition, Norman Manley, also complained that the procedure which took the matter out of the formal runnings of the House and into an informal session was totally irregular and very unfortunate.
It's now July 19, and independence is less than 3 weeks away.
The House met again to review their decision.
Jamaica. And he tried to get the words of Father Sherlock to go with the music from Mr. Lightburn. They just could not meet, as they say. And so Mr. Poole went about composing his own tune to fit the words of Father Sherlock. Because it was submitted by Mr. Poole as a piano score, and that would not do to give any true meaning to what an anthem should sound like. So I took the piano score and I arranged the music for the full military band. Basically, an arrangement is distributing the parts of the music to different instruments, and that's exactly what I did.
By this time, the parliamentarians had a chance to hear the competing anthems performed with equal skill by the Jamaica military band.
When this matter came before the House, members were asked to listen outside the lobby to a tape recording of a rather poor version of a musical setting and the words.
I think that having heard the rendition by the band of both proposals put to us, I feel that the one which is now proposed can bring out a greater amount of national emotion.
I do believe that the best has been selected.
So, divine providence, or democracy and procedural due diligence in action? Do we love it because it's our own, or did it become our own because we loved it? Maybe it's as Edward Seaga remarked at the time, the result in the final analysis of what has happened is exactly what should have happened.
Our national anthem has 20 bars of music. And the first 8 bars were composed by Mr. Poole. And the 4 bars following those 8 bars are the bars composed and taken from Mr. Lightburn's music. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Blah da dee da blah da dee da dam dee da 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 dam.
Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, Jamaica.
Out of many 1 year, a sweet jam down, almost 63, Talawa a run wrong. Come a whole a reason what a gone in our land. Make we hear the hot topic from some musician. I say shooby answer with Bob, shooby, shooby dooby. Up to the time you will step on top. What a gone down a yard, you Beanie Man. Welcome the girls, them sugar. Crime rate gone down, well proper sim simmer. Who got the keys to my bimmer? If you want a pro box, a little bit of dollar. Let me know. A Shen Yang rebel go a turkey go get new nose on them. Take back something make laugh. Not true. Turkey switch nose and athlete too. Whoa, should be answer with Bob. Should be the time, yeah, we stay on top. What a go on down a yard, yo spice run it trap. Yes, that's how me like it. Woman broke glass ceiling and I shine it. Tip on your toe, meet we up at the top. Jamaican woman have jumped down lock. She set the standard, she never dropping Miss Lou with the culture. Billy and Setty, big up Shelley, we love a new drive. We all who don't know is price with a Y. Shubi answer with Bob, Shubi, Shubi Dubby. Ragamuffin coffee sweet them, Rotary Republic I do it then. Promo the 15%, Thomas I'll get KC. Visa price gone up, can't fly out if you're broke. Buy one get one down at KC, we'll have freeness enough. And lead them a just with style, them a copy. Black, green and gold, yeah, the whole world I watch with. Protect the women and the girls in our society. Wave your hand if you're with me. All time many we are one. Big up every proud Jamaican. Shubi answer with Bob. Shubi, Shubi Dubby. Shubi, Shubi Dubby. Shubi Dubby, 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 Bob, 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 gone. I'm gone. Me sell off and then me gone way. Yes, I'm gone.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, gis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at gis.gov.jm or via X at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.